Good morning. Uh, yes. In the last session, we have covered some of the basic views of activity. Today, let us understand the activity life cycle along with few more basic activities, which we are going to use in the development phase of mobile application. So, I'm referring the website called as tutorials point for Android activity. Uh, is it visible? Okay. Tutorials point is one of the tutorial website which is clearly explained about the brief explanation has given to make the any beginner to understand the uh, basic concepts of mobile application development in using Android. So this is an additional material which help us to make more in detail understanding apart from your textbook also. Activity, as we have discussed, activity is nothing but it's a GUI component. You are going to place all the views which you are going to use in your application development. So every activity it has own life cycle. I think it is visible to you, right? The screen is visible.
Yes.
Yeah. So every activity have its own life cycle. From activity launching stage to on by invoking internally by invoking on destroy method. See, let us go one by one stage. This is very important discussion, and this is the one of the important question in your both internal as well as external also. Most of the time, most of the question paper, if you review or gone through, uh, one uh, question is mandatory. It come from this activity life cycle. So probably it will be a 8 marks question. Draw a neat diagram along with the activity. Okay, so let us understand the activity life cycle in detail. So activity launched. Let us first go through the one screenshot of any one of the activity. Then you will understand. Let's go with the hello world example. Yes. So you are going to display the hello world on the screen. This hello world, it uses the activity. One activity is called as empty activity. On the top of empty activity, you are going to place the hello world text content using text view of Android. See, before displaying hello world, there is lot of resources should be loaded by the emulator. How exactly the activity is going to be loaded onto the screen by placing the content on top of the activity, right? So with this example, we will understand what is activity life cycle. When when you launch the emulator or your device, or if you when you click on an application, any of the application, if let us take application of WhatsApp, when you click on the icon of the WhatsApp, first home screen is going to be loaded. Home screen is also an activity, right? So when you click on the application icon, it will call on create method internally. So on create method help to load the bundle resources which will be used in your first activity screen. So take the example of WhatsApp. When you click on the WhatsApp, the first activity screen is loaded. Example only. You can click any of the applications which is used in your Android phone. Okay. Uh, then after loading the resources that will be used to get ready and accept for the user input, then on start method will be called. When on start method will be called, the activity is ready to uh, means it is waiting for the user input. User input is here click or swipe or swap. Who the user who is going to how to use the application using touch screen. Here touch screen is the input panel. So through input panel, touching means you are going to generate the events, touch events you are generating. Based on that, that activity is going to be loaded. It may takes you to the next activity or it may retain in the same activity. Depends on the application. Then once on start is called, then on resume method is used. On resume method is used. So on resume means it keeps open. So when I click the WhatsApp, it is waiting for the input. Until unless I click the options in the WhatsApp, then only it responds. Otherwise, until that time, it is waiting for your input. That is on resume method. Then activity is running. So these three, on create, on start and on resume method, sequentially it will be executed and keeps the app open to you to wait for your further input, right? Then suppose another activity comes into the foreground. So WhatsApp is running, for example, if another activity like Google Classroom, it will come. It existing activity which will go at the background, but still it is running. WhatsApp still it is running, although the Google Class is uploaded as a foreground. At that point of time, activity life cycle, it will call the on pause method for the current activity which is running at the foreground. So it will take that current activity at the background by calling the on pause. Temporarily it is paused, that activity. Then so if the activity is no longer visible, it means that if you are not at all using WhatsApp at all, finally it will invoke on the on stop method. So there is a difference between on pause and on stop. If the activity is going to on pause, means temporarily disconnect the current activity and takes it back to the background process. So when on pause method, again if you switch from the WhatsApp to Google Class to WhatsApp, again it will call the on resume method and activity is running. This is on pause means temporarily disconnection, not termination. Termination is happen here on stop. By calling on stop, termination will happen. Whereas on pause, temporarily disconnect that activity because that current activity is not visible to you. So another other activity is running in front of the previous activity, right? So like take the example, WhatsApp is one application, classes is another application. In that case, when WhatsApp is running, Google class is running at a back end. When classes is running, WhatsApp is running at the back end. Means temporarily it disconnects from the visibility. That is on pause method is called, right? Then after on pass, sometimes user navigates to activity again. In that case, again it will call on restart method. Means it again it start, previous session was terminated, new session is going to be restarted. Like closing the WhatsApp and reopening the WhatsApp. Closing means you are stopping the uses of WhatsApp. Then again you are relaunching means you are calling the on restart method. This WhatsApp is not completely destroyed. It is, the resources still exist in the memory. Immediately when you restart that restart method is called, immediately that WhatsApp is going to be loaded quickly. So when you call finally the destroy, entire life cycle of that activity is going to be closed. Means when you click on the close button of that WhatsApp, that entire activity is going to be destroyed and that particular activity is going to be shut down. Otherwise, there is two alternate on stop method. One is sometimes app is going to be hanged. So hanging apps is again when you restart that call the app, it will go on create method to reload all the bundles related. Bundles means here packages and classes needed to run the activity up and running. So in that case, on stop works in two way. One is app process killed, means completely that app is killed. Again you are reloading from scratch, means it takes little more time compared to on restart. This is the activity life cycle. So on create, some small description has given. First callback and called when the activity is first created. First time when activity is created, this on create method is called. So when on start method is called, activity becomes visible to the user. See here, WhatsApp is there, Google Classes is there, Meet is there. All are running behind the scene, means behind the visibility. Currently running is tutorials. Tutorialspoint.com website is running. So which one is visible on that particular application on start method is called, right? So on resume is called when user starts interacting with the application. So when I start interacting with this application, on start will be called. And when I start clicking on the chart groups, relevant information is going to be displayed by calling the on resume method. Then on pause, the paused activity does not receive user input and cannot execute any code, and called when the current activity is being paused and the previous activity is being resumed. Similar, the thread process in Java, the thread concept is right. If one thread is running, another has to wait to complete the task. In the same manner, here on pause works. So means on pause works in the case of if two activities parallelly they are running. Then on stop is called when the activity is no longer visible. When you don't want to make it visible, means you just click on close button, it will exit from the current context of visibility. It permanently it won't remove from memory, just temporarily it is stop. Then on destroy method is called it destroyed by the system, means it garbage collects the resources which was allocated to run your activity. Then on restart, again if you want to restart from after stopping, if you want to relaunch the restart the activity, on restart method is called. So these methods internally it will taken care by the Gradle. So Gradle is an environmental setup which will makes the setup to execute your Android application in the emulator. Okay. So for example, here you can observe usually we are going to use on create method in our code most of the time in our lab hours. Remaining we are just ignoring. So ignoring in the sense in within the Gradle itself, it is taken care of on resume, on pause, on stop, etc., on destroy and so on. Whenever you call the activity, you are launching or initiating the activity, so it will call the on create. So what on create has the parameter bundle saved instance state. Current instance state of that activity is loaded by bundling. Bundling means packaging all the classes resources like external resource and internal resources also bundled and put in the class file called as resource, that is R. So here he was using R. So R is a class file. It's a resource file. All the resources like internal resource such as the icon symbols or the text views or button views, all is going to put under that R. External resources like image files like your photograph or the audio files, media files are going to be put in that R. So total together, when you call upon that on create, it is going to bundle all the resources which will be used when the activity is up and running. Okay, this is the overall basic syntax of creating an activity. Okay. Fine. Now, after this, we'll understand about the resources. Resources. So first look into the coding example code. So in the project structure, the project structure has the following structure. Again, it is depending on the version of the Android Studio. So what we used in our lab program, the project structure app, under the project title, there is one more directory called as app. Under the app directory, there is a manifest folder. Here all the application configuration which will happen in this manifest file like Android manifest.xml. Then all the class files relevant to execute and handle the user interactions which will be put under the main activity.java. So here the name my activity name has given, but main activity.java is the by default name of the .java file. Then under that res is the resource folder. So in real time will show rather than going with this. Yeah. Okay. See here, when you open any application, so first project title. So project and app, this is the structure, project structure of an any Android application. But this current version I'm using a 4.01 version of Android Studio. So app, under the app folder manifest, there is a configuration setup file which will be used for your application, and Java file all logical statement and user interactive logical code which will be maintained in that Java file. There is a variants of this Java files. One is Android test file and the test, and the main activity. Here main activity dot Java is the main means very first activity which is going to be launched when you click on the run button. So since it uses on create method, it uses on create method, so the application which will begin by calling the on create method. So current state of that activity, it is going to be loaded. Which are the resources it is loading? The view, web view client button, edit text. Some application here I'm using, so that application needs edit text, button view, web view, etc. Such kind of the views resource is going to be loaded. So under the Java, this is, see, you are able to see Java another folder which is generated. It is a by default system generated Java file. It will consist of the build configure of which are the application ID build. This is generated automatically by the build Gradle for internal use. Then this folder is the resource folder. All the resources like internal resource as well as external resource. See, observe there are 4 different set of the folders here. I think it's visible to you. One is drawable folder. So in the drawable, icon launcher, default icon launcher is present. Default icon launcher you can see in design mode. This is a default icon launcher image file which is mentioned in the XML file. So you can see the code, fill color, etc. It is mentioned here, right? It is mentioned in the form of XML coding, right? And another IC launcher, it's a background, it is a foreground. The foreground, say, you can find the fill color, Android, linear, offset value, etc. and so on. It is mentioned. So these are the IC launcher for the current version of 4.0. They used drawable. Usually the logo of your applications and images which will be included under this drawable logo of your application. Then layout, all the GUI interfaces which is used in your activity. Like for example, if you look into the Google web view tutorial point, all the views, GUI views, web view is text view, the tutorials point is another text view, this is image view, and this is the editor text view, this is the button view, and this is the web view. all the views related to your activity, which is going to be defined under this activity main.xml file. Then a MIP map is another important folder. Various variants of images is going to be included in this folder. Why? Because the same image, okay, you when you click on this different file type, the same image from smaller to larger image is going to be loaded. Means this mipmap folder, which consists of IC launcher, which icon is suitable for which size of the mobile screen. If the mobile screen is small in size, like 4 inches, so the usually that HDPI, high definition pixel IC launcher, is going to be loaded. If it is bigger in size, like large, extra large, usually 6 inches or 7 inches kind of mobile phone, this IC launcher is going to be loaded. So depends on the resolution and the screen size of the hardware, the IC launcher icon is going to be loaded in this using this MIP map. And the another folder which will exist in that resource is values. See, this is a one more interesting. Either in Android, in under the layout main.xml, under the layout main.xml, this is called as hard coding. For example, here if we give the name as tutorials point, it is called as hard coding. Rather than providing here as a say hard coded string, this one by default it will display. So instead of going with hard coded, you can specify a string under the strings .xml. You can specify the string like string name equal to custom name. You can give custom name, right? A BMSIT M, right? You, instead of directly typing that string.xml in main, here BMSIT.in directly here, instead of that, you just go with referencing the string custom name. So it will replace the tutorials point, means some content by the string value which is present under the string. So what is the use? So in real-time application, you need not to touch in internal coding. So just by adding the relevant information depending on the location, depending on the location value, it is going to set. If you want to make the customized application, so suppose in India, Indian cities which will be going to listed, in America, American cities. So this the same application acts differently, depends on the location. How it is possible? Through the strings.xml. Okay, so color, similarly you can specify the color coded using the reference value, styles using the reference value. So there you can see the style. For example, here some style I am going to define. Text style. Rather than going with bold, normal, italic, you can define your own style. Own style here. You can define your own style and apply that style onto here using this one, styles.xml. Means you can create the customized apps rather than going with the static apps. You can create the dynamic apps using the values folder. Values folder exists with colors default files. You can add few more, depends on your application use. Colors dot string dot styles, colors dot xml relevant to the colors related you can customize. Strings dot xml text view related. Styles dot xml text formatting related. These things you can do rather than just directly adding the hard coded style like bold, normal, italic, etc. and so on. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so you just explore, go through with this information. What I discussed, the same thing, content is available here. Just you go through with the snippet example. Okay, explore this website content. If you are a beginner, you are the beginner of the Android application, it is the best website which I felt it is more useful. It help you to develop your own idea to implement as a mobile Android application. This website is good. Okay, fine. We'll back to the some activity views. So previously we left out with uh, creating user interfaces using the Android views, basic views. So these two views we have seen in the previous session, right? Button view and text view. How to create button view we have seen. If you need, you want to me repeat this, we will do one more time. Otherwise, we'll continue. How to create the button and how to create the text view using in Android activity.xml. Okay. So this example, it illustrate this example illustrate you the button view, how to create the button view. Button view, how to create the button view. And it also illustrate how to create the text view. You can see the design view. This one, uh, these two are the text views. uh, we can go with this. When you click on that particular text view, the corresponding code is highlighted here. Second text view, second coded. This is image view. Image view is going to be highlighted. This is web view. Web view is going to be highlighted. This is the button view. Button view is going to be highlighted. This is the edit text. Edit text is going to be highlighted. See, all these are the basic views. Now, Next, edit text. Just now we have seen edit text. Syntax of edit text is the opening angular brace with edit text, and you require to specify the layout width and layout height, and the edit text hint information like here, uh, here. So edit text, you require to specify the layout width, wrap content. So if you specify match parent means it will elaborate that height from top to bottom. So wrap content with respect to the previous views, it is going to be adjusted. Otherwise, if you type the match parent, see, just observe the effect of the thing. It is going to be right. So you can specify the string custom name. You can specify, sorry, here, enter text, the text hint, what to enter here. You need to you can specify that hint value here. Enter text, enter number, enter phone number, enter website URL, etc., and so on. You can specify. Then focusable means when you place your cursor onto that screen, it is focusable. Like that, you can specify the highlight. You can add the n number of attributes relevant to the edit text. Okay. So let us have one more activity, new new activity, like empty activity. So we can call it as main activity 2 or second activity. Second activity. So second activity dot java is the class file, java class file. Activity underscore second is the GUI layout name. Just finish it. Here, second activity is the java class, and activity underscore second is the GUI here. So if you I'm going to change the constraint layout to the relevant which is required to me, that is rel- relative layout, relative layout, relative layout. Okay. So in that, uh, suppose if we create login application, so it has login application, is login. It's a one text view, right? Match parent and wrap content, and the layout layout gravity, sorry, this is text view, right? All the views which will have their own ID, Android ID. So this is text view 1 I am calling, and it has this text. The text, you can specify the text under the custom like strings .xml. You can specify here string name equal to login, you can specify login, Here, in the second app, you specify @custom name is equal to login. So then, see, it is visible here. Observe here, it is visible. Login is visible here. It's a one corner of your activity. Now, where you want to place center of this relative layout, or where you want to place, you decide. So if you want to place at the center, so you just set the gravity is center. See, observe again where it is related. Center, it comes in the center of the screen, but where we wanted, it should display at the top center, right? So top center. So for that, uh, layout, margin top, and write minimum width. Okay, or you start with text view. Here layout width is match parent, height is wrap content. Now you are able to set the gravity equal to center. See, observe where it is visible now, center at the top. Now increase the text size. These are all attributes. You can increase the text size. Then you can change the foreground color. You can go to with foreground color. So to apply the color, you type hash with 6 zeros. It is hexadecimal code. Beside that panel, it will appears here. You click on panel, select the appropriate color which you would like to put on to the foreground color of that this one. Then you can set even background also hash. So it appears here. You can select the appropriate one which you would like to put on to the select one appropriate one. Now text color is not visible, right? You can make the text color is white is hash all F 3 4. White is all F, or you can 1 2 3 4 5 6 all zeros is black, all F is white. Okay, so you can change foreground to some white, then this is to some different color, like apply some appropriate colors. Text color A B A. That color not visible. You select some colors. Okay, so in this way you can select the text view. Then after that, for username, again one more text view is required. Text view, match parent and wrap content. Then ID text view 2. So text is username. This is called as hard coded. If you enter some text that is hard coded. You can use the strings.xml username, then margin top, after some 40, after login some value 50 dp, it should get display. So you can even specify the text size is 20 dp. Then orientation you specify uh, orientation also you can specify, or you just close. So after username there is an edit text box is required, right? For that, edit text, match parent and wrap content, edit text. uh, all the views which have the own id, edit text 1, I'm calling it. Then you can provide the hint what to enter. Enter username. You can provide the hint and you specify the margin top from that point 50. In that position already username content is there. Below that you can specify, you can select that 70 dp, then close. Now save. Now save and run the activity. Now save and run the activity. R dot layout dot second, R dot layout dot activity, activity spelling, what is activity underscore second. Okay, say set content with R dot layout dot activity second. Fine. Now you run the uh, emulator. Wait for some time. It is loading previous content. It has to load the current view. It will load. Actually it should clear the cache memory and load to the fresh app. So it will take little time to load the GUI. Okay, this is about edit text view and text view and edit text. Next is checkbox. Next is checkbox. So the uses of checkbox is, suppose if you want to select multiple options, uh, then we are going with checkbox. Syntax of checkbox is syntax of checkbox is this one. Layout, some layout, linear or the relative. Then syntax is checkbox. All the views have their own ID, and layout width and height you need to specify, wrap content or match parent. So depends on your use. Then checkbox has the name, checkbox text, some for example your favorites. Your favorite is the text of checkbox. So below that favorite, the you require to specify which one you selected. For example, this code which you need to write in the .java of that GUI layout. Okay, so we'll see this with illustration in the next class. So now I am going to share the quiz link in the chat window. By doing the quiz, parallelly you answer for the attendance. If any questions, let me know. Any questions from your end? Any clarification questions? I was shared the lab manual in the WhatsApp group. You refer the manual, start working. If you find any difficulties while working or any debug related issues, you can talk to me. So now I'm putting the quiz link in the chat window. Parallelly answer your attendance. Aditya,
Yes, sir.
Ajay, Amit,
Yes, sir.
Antima,
Present, sir.
Purva,
Yes, sir.
Ashwini, Bindu,
Yes, sir.
Divesh, Gaurish,
Yes, sir.
Gautami, Gunashekar,
Present, sir.
Harini, Surya Prakash,
Present, sir.
Nayana,
Present, sir.
Najma,
Present, sir.
Nidhi, Pradeep,
Yes, sir.
Preeti,
Present, sir.
Rajesh,
Present, sir.
Sahadev,
Present, sir.
Saket,
Present, sir.
Santosh, Seema,
Yes, sir.
Sinchana,
Present, sir.
Spurti, Spurti,
Present, sir. Present, sir.
Shashank,
Present, sir.
Varsha, Varsha, Yashaswini,
Present, sir.
Amrita, Anish, Anusha,
Present, sir.
Apurva,
Present, sir.
Siddesh, Sai Siddharth, Chetana,
Present, sir.
Kavya, Kavya, Madhushri,
Present, sir.
Manish, Sarfraz,
Present, sir.
Murgesh,
Present, sir.
Mani,
Present, sir.
Paresh, Pooja,
Present, sir.
So Paresh has
present.
Paresh has interview, sir.
Okay, fine. Then Pratibha,
Present, sir.
Pratik,
Present, sir.
Sadhana,
Present, sir.
first present,
हाँ sir.
her current semester. Be regular. Hmm?
Okay, sir.
Shashank, Shraddha,
Present, sir.
Sridhar,
Present, sir.
Tanuj,
Present, sir.
Tejaswini,
Present, sir.
Hani,
Present, sir.
Ashish,
Present, sir.
Vidya,
Present, sir.
Vishal.
Present, sir.
Okay. Finish the
Sir, present card, my name, sir.
Sir. Sir.
Prashanta, Varsha,
Sir,
Prashant,
Prashant Reddy.
Sir.
Santosh, sir.
Gautami. Present, sir.
Gautami, Varsha, Prashanta. Okay. Fine.
Sir, Santosh, sir.
Prashant Reddy, present, sir.
Okay, okay. I put the present. Say for internal test, innovative and case study. So, innovative case study is a Flick. What is that? Some Flutter app. 1 minute. I'll check with that. Case study. Flurry app. You can note down. Innovative is a Flurry app. So Flurry app, you explore the Flurry app. What for Flurry app? So what is the benefit for the developers? What is the use of that app? How you can make use for to target the mass users, etc. and so on. You just refer the Flurry website you come to know that this one. And the case study is COVID-19 and online education. So COVID-19 and online education, it's a case study. With respect to this, some questions will come in your internal test. Innovative and case study. Innovative is Flurry app. It is an analytical app. Just explore, go through that. Fine, you will understand. So very simple English is used in that website. Then case study is the impact of COVID-19 and online education. Okay, we're relevant to that. It is connected to your mobile application. It's not general topic. It is with respect to your technical side. We are going to give the questions, right? We will ask the question like that. Prepare for that, right? 5, 6, 7 is your internal test. Officially it was announced, not yet released the timetable, but anyhow, so keep in mind, prepare 5, 6, 7, morning, afternoon. Again, it is, I think, written exam type. So shortly we will release all those things. Okay, complete this that quiz. Thank you.
So stop the recording.
Yo.